New ferry route from Ijede to Lagos Island. NAFDAC to enforce ban on sales, production of alcohol in sachets, small bottles by December. And foreign Syria to join United States-led coalition to defeat Islamic State group after President Trump's meeting. And in sports, Gabon head coach expresses readiness to face Super Eagles in 2026 FIFA World Cup playoffs. And now the details. I am Mike James. Lagos to Gabon through the Lagos Ferry Services. Lag Ferry has launched a new ferry route connecting Ijede and Ikorodu to major commercial hubs on Lagos Island, including Victoria Island, Falomo, CMS, and Ebuteru. The new route is part of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's drive to strengthen safe, reliable, and efficient water transport across the state. Managing Director of Lag Ferry, Abdul Baki Ladi Balogu, described the initiative as a major milestone in expanding water transport accessibility to the Ikorodu axis and improving interconnectivity with key business districts on the island. He noted that all ferries plying the route are fully equipped with modern safety gear, manned by experienced crew members, and maintained to the highest operational standards, while passengers on board are also covered by comprehensive insurance. It will interest you to know that the ferry departs Ijede for Victoria Island, Falomo, CMS, and Ebuteru at 7 a.m. daily, while return trips from the island to Ijede take place between 4:15 and 5:30 p.m. Commuters are also encouraged to use the Cowrie card for cashless payment once regular operations resume. The Lagos State Muslim Pilgrim Welfare Board has announced 7.9 million naira as the fare for the 2026 Hajj exercise. This is just as it announced December 5 as the deadline for all intending pilgrims to complete their payment. Secretary of the board, Abdul Hakim Ajomagberi, said the reduction in the 2026 Hajj fare was in line with the announcement made by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, after a review of the fares as directed by the presidency. Ajomagberi emphasized the need for prompt and complete payment, saying the new policies of the Saudi Ministry of Hajj and Umrah, which prioritizes early planning, documentation, and visa processing, make strict adherence to the December 5 deadline a necessity. He urged intending pilgrims who have made part payments to immediately pay the balance, while those who had paid above the 7.9 million naira are assured of their refund after necessary reconciliation by the accounts department. The Federal Ministry of Education has written to the Vice Chancellors of Federal Universities through the National Universities Commission (NUC), demanding detailed figures for outstanding promotion arrears, salaries, third-party deductions, and pension arrears. The directive was contained in a memo signed by the Deputy Director of Universities in the Ministry, John Akpa. Akpa said the move followed an announcement by the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, that 2.3 billion naira had been released for the payment of outstanding promotion arrears owed to lecturers. He also said the information is required to furnish the Nigerian University Pension Management Company with the necessary details to facilitate payments. Universities were instructed to prepare the data in a tabular Excel format and submit both hard and soft copies to the Office of the Executive Secretary of the NUC. And now to the rest of the stories. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has announced that the production and sale of alcoholic beverages in sachets and bottles smaller than 200 millimeters will be prohibited by December 2025. NAFDAC Director General Mojisola Adeyeye said the decision is part of efforts to address the growing misuse of cheap alcoholic drinks among youth and drivers. Adeyeye said the proliferation of high alcohol content beverages in sachets and small containers has made such products easily accessible, affordable, and concealable, leading to widespread misuse and addiction among minors and commercial drivers. She noted that the public health menace has been linked to increased incidences of domestic violence, road accidents, school dropouts, and social vices across communities. The newly inaugurated Chief of Air Staff, Sunday Anike, has swung into action with scores of Islamic State of West African province ISWAP terrorists bombed out of existence in a series of air strikes. The strikes, which also destroyed the enemy's cache of arms, took place around the Lake Chad area of Borno State, the epicenter of the Boko Haram terrorists. In two other strikes by the Air Force, hideouts of terrorists gathering in Katsina and Kwara were wiped out. Now spokesperson Ehime Ejodame gave an account of how the Air Force took the battle to the terrorists on Sunday, saying the strikes destroyed insurgent hideouts, logistics hubs, and weapon storage facilities while crippling their mobility capabilities. In some foreign news, Syria will join the international coalition to combat the Islamic State group, marking a shift in United States foreign policy in the Middle East. The announcement came as President Donald Trump met Syrian President Hamid al-Sarraj at the White House, the first of such visit from a Syrian leader in the country's history. In an interview with newsmen, al-Sarraj said the visit was part of a new era in which the country would cooperate with the U.S. Syria will now be the 90th country to join the global coalition, which is aimed at eliminating the remaining element of the so-called Islamic State and stemming the flow of foreign militants to the Middle East. In sports news, head coach of the Panthers of Gabon, Thierry Mouyoma, says his team is battle ready for the 2026 FIFA World Cup playoffs with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The West Africans are looking to qualify for the Global Soccer Fiesta for the first time. The Panthers have impressed so far in the qualifiers, losing once in 10 games. Mouyoma declared that the team will keep pushing to achieve its objective. Gabon will face the Super Eagles in the semi-finals of the playoffs. That was our news at noon. Just before we go, do not park at or near a road crossing. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. X, Traffic Radio 961. Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration completed and inaugurated Ikoyi network of roads, MacDonald Road, Lateef Jakande, Milverton, and Thompson Avenue in Ikoyi, Etiosa local government? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Government, through the Lagos Ferry Services, LAG Ferry, has launched a new ferry route connecting Ijede and Ikorodu to major commercial hubs on Lagos Island, including Victoria Island, Falomo, CMS, and Ibuteru. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has announced that the production and sale of alcoholic beverages in sachets and bottles smaller than 200 millimeters will be prohibited by December 2025. We also told you that Syria will join the international coalition to combat the Islamic State group, marking a shift in United States foreign policy in the Middle East. In sport, head coach of the Panthers of Gabon, Thierry Mouyoma, said his team is battle ready for the 2026 FIFA World Cup playoffs with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast. Lagos, it was compiled by Zainab Adebeshi. My name is Mike James. Beautiful afternoon to you.